everyone, and welcome to The Explainer. I am so incredibly thrilled you're joining me today. You know, if you're a focused learner who absolutely loves dissecting the strategy behind the sport, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we are building some serious hype for the return of NFL football by decoding a highly anticipated matchup, the Arizona Cardinals 2026 preseason opener. I mean, let's be real. It feels like we've been waiting an absolute eternity for this offseason to end, right? And there is a massive amount of high-stakes drama packed into this very first matchup. We're going to break down exactly what to look for, utilizing this structured guide so you can watch the game like a pro evaluator.
Okay, let's dive into this because this is the fundamental question that separates the casual viewer from the true football analyst. Does the first preseason game actually matter? It's so incredibly easy for the average fan to just kind of tune out, assuming it's a meaningless practice session where the final score doesn't even count. But that is exactly where the casual fan completely misses the real story. While they're solely focused on the scoreboard, or maybe getting snacks during a punt, the scouts and analysts are glued to the screen. They're watching how a backup left guard passes off a complex defensive stunt, or tracking the hip fluidity of an undrafted rookie cornerback. If you look past that casual viewing experience, there is an absolute masterclass of strategy, evaluation, and incredibly high-stakes pressure happening on literally every single snap.
So, here is our roadmap for today's explainer. First, the 2026 season kickoff. Then we'll shine a spotlight on the offense. Next, the battle for the roster. And finally, winning beyond the scoreboard. Let's jump right into Part 1, the 2026 season kickoff. The Arizona Cardinals are set to face off against the Carolina Panthers, and you have to understand, the prestige surrounding this specific event elevates it far beyond your standard exhibition game. Being selected for the Hall of Fame game in Canton, Ohio is a massive honor. It puts both franchises under a huge national spotlight before any other team even takes the field. But strategically, it's a real game changer. It means these two teams are allowed to start training camp a full week earlier than the rest of the league. That extra week of practice, culminating in this nationally televised game played in the literal shadow of the bronze busts of football immortals, well, it provides an invaluable early measuring stick for the coaching staff. Let's just be totally honest about why we're all so hyped right now. This is the very first NFL action fans have been waiting for. The long, agonizing offseason drought is officially over. We can finally stop surviving on a meager diet of minor league baseball highlights and obsessively analyzing our favorite quarterback's offseason golf swing on social media. The eagerness, the excitement for the return of the sport, it's all entirely validated right here. The sights, the sounds, the referee's whistle blowing, the 2026 campaign officially begins. Beyond just the pure joy of the sport returning, there's a tangible operational benefit to executing well right out of the gate. Preseason momentum is all about boosting confidence and creating positive energy heading into the regular season. For a coaching staff, building momentum isn't about running crazy trick plays just to secure a win in August. It's about establishing a culture of competence. It's about getting the operational mechanics down flawlessly. We're talking getting in and out of the huddle without a silly delay of game penalty, substituting the right personnel packages without having to burn a timeout, and avoiding those sloppy pre-snap penalties. A clean, disciplined performance in this very first game establishes a critical mental foundation for the absolute marathon of a season ahead.
Moving on to Part 2, Spotlight on the offense. Kyler Murray remains the unquestioned leader of the Cardinals' offense. Now, in a preseason opener, franchise quarterbacks rarely play more than a series or two, if that. But even if Murray only plays a heavily restricted number of snaps, his appearance carries massive weight. The entire football world is going to be scrutinizing his command of the 2026 scheme. We're looking to see how completely he's integrated with the play caller. Is he trusting his protection? Is he stepping up and driving the football outside the numbers with real velocity? Every single dropback provides vital clues about the offensive ceiling for the entire year.
The real question you need to be asking yourself when watching that first quarter is this. Even with only a few snaps, how sharp will Kyler Murray look? Because sharpness in the preseason is highly specific. It means getting the ball out of his hands in under 2.5 seconds. It means effectively navigating a muddy, collapsing pocket with calm, deliberate footwork rather than just immediately bailing out and scrambling at the very first sign of pressure. It means efficiently going through his first, second, and third reads in rhythm. That level of processing speed, that's what defines true sharpness before the regular season even begins.
But Kyler Murray doesn't operate in a vacuum, right? There's essential offensive chemistry that requires total synchronization between the quarterbacks, the wide receivers, and the offensive line. You absolutely want to pay close attention to the specific positional battles here. Who is holding down the right tackle spot during live pass rush reps? When Kyler changes a play at the line of scrimmage, are those newly drafted rookie wide receivers recognizing the exact same defensive coverage and adjusting their routes perfectly? Because think about it, if the offensive line doesn't hold, the quarterback can't step into the throw, and the receiver's route timing is entirely destroyed. It's like a giant puzzle where every piece has to fit perfectly.
And this brilliantly illustrates our main point for this section. Individual flash matters far less right now than the developing connection between these units. Fans and coaches alike are eager to see how well the offense works together. Look, a spectacular, highlight reel one-handed catch by a receiver on a broken play is super fun for social media. But a perfectly timed, well-protected 6-yard out route on a 3rd and 4 that demonstrates true in-rhythm connection, that is the holy grail. That is exactly what the Cardinals staff is desperately looking to validate in this game.
Which brings us to part 3, battle for the roster.
53. Take a second to just let the brutal math of that number sink in. 53. When an NFL team goes to training camp, they bring 90 players, but when the regular season begins, only 53 men are allowed to stay on that active roster. That means 37 players you are watching on the field tonight are going to be cut. Almost half of the locker room will literally be looking for a new job in a few weeks. The immense, crushing pressure on the guys fighting for those last few spots on the depth chart is just unimaginable.
Because of that brutal math, the Hall of Fame game becomes the ultimate proving ground for rookies and young players. This is where the storylines get incredibly compelling. You might have an undrafted free agent from a tiny Division II school lining up directly across from a former first-round edge rusher. For these young athletes, this isn't just some fun exhibition on national television. It is their very first real chance to impress the coaching staff in a live-fire scenario. Securing a spot on that 53-man roster means securing an NFL minimum salary and potentially changing their family's entire financial future. It's about livelihood, plain and simple.
So the crucial point is, for the coaching staff, winning actually isn't the biggest goal in August. I know, that sounds completely counterintuitive because professional sports totally condition us to believe that winning is everything. We all know that one fan who inevitably calls into the local sports talk radio station on Monday morning, having an absolute meltdown over a blown coverage in the 4th quarter of a preseason game. But in August, you have to radically shift your perspective away from those regular season expectations.
The coaches aren't chasing a victory out there, they're essentially conducting a high-speed, live-action job interview for every single position on the field. To evaluate depth, they're testing backup reliability. Think about it. If the starting left tackle sprains his ankle in week 6, can the backup handle a complex edge-rushing stunt without getting the quarterback hit? To identify starters, they are looking to find future first-string talent, constantly evaluating who deserves that coveted cornerback 2 spot on the perimeter. And finally, they have to make the roster decisions to finalize the 53-man squad. This means figuring out which bubble players are willing to aggressively cover punts on special teams. Because let me tell you, if you aren't a starter, you better be an absolute demon on special teams to justify your roster spot.
Let's wrap things up with part 4, winning beyond the scoreboard. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the massive, defining contrast between the illusion of the final score and the reality of player development. The scoreboard is entirely temporary. Whether the Cardinals win by 20 or lose by 20, that record resets to 0-0 before week 1. But the permanent value of team growth, the evolution of a rookie linebacker finally learning to read run gaps, or the development of the guys in that locker room, that is permanent capital. That's the stuff that carries directly over into the regular season.
Therefore, the real takeaways for the Arizona Cardinals front office, regardless of who has more points at the end of the night, are rooted entirely in internal progress. Did the draft picks develop their fundamental skills? Did the overall team chemistry actually improve? For the 2026 Cardinals, chemistry might specifically mean fixing the red zone communication issues that plagued them last year, or seeing how seamlessly the linebackers are passing off coverage responsibilities pre-snap. Those are the tangible victories a front office is charting.
The absolute anchor of this entire event is finding the athletes who can make an impact during the 2026 season. Never, ever underestimate the importance of preseason discovery. Just think about NFL history for a moment. Hall of Fame quarterback Kurt Warner literally went from stocking groceries to being a preseason standout to winning a Super Bowl MVP. Denver Broncos legend Terrell Davis essentially made the team and launched a Hall of Fame career,
because of a massive, bone-crushing special teams tackle he made in a preseason game over in Tokyo. The front office is using this incredible platform to discover the next generation of unknown difference makers.
So as you settle in to watch this incredible kickoff to the NFL calendar, armed with a completely new understanding of the deep mechanics behind the game, I'll leave you with this final thought. When the clock finally hits zero, the real question isn't who won the game, but which unknown rookie just fought tooth and nail and won himself a career. Keep your eyes locked on the trenches, watch for those high-stakes one-on-one matchups, and enjoy the phenomenal strategic chess match that is the NFL preseason. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and enjoy the game.